There will be a significant change in the boxing world soon, and it will involve more than simply classic rivalries and title bouts. In fact, the boxing world is talking about the rumors of a possible bout between YouTube phenomenon-turned-boxer Jake Paul and boxing icon Canelo Alvarez. There is cause to be concerned about these two boxers entering the ring together, given their disparate backgrounds. The battle, which might happen in May 2025, is reportedly Canelo's warm-up before his eagerly awaited showdown with Terence Crawford in September. There will surely be debate, excitement, and a lot of questions if the battle takes place. You must first examine the people involved in this fight in order to comprehend why it is creating so much talk. Mexican boxing legend Canelo Alvarez is well known for his amazing career and achievements in the ring. With a 62-win, 2-loss, and 2-draw professional record, he has made a name for himself as one of the world's top pound-for-pound fighters. He is still regarded as one of the most illustrious and esteemed fighters of his period, having dominated several weight classes. Conversely, former YouTube sensation Jake Paul made his boxing debut only a few years ago and has since established a solid reputation in the sport. Even if his record isn't as stellar as Canelo's, he has had an incredible climb in the boxing world. Paul has fought a variety of aging superstars and former athletes, including Mike Tyson, whom he most recently defeated in November 2024. Paul has demonstrated his ability to attract large crowds and raise awareness of the sport with his expanding fan base and extensive social media presence. The manner that this supposed battle would combine the worlds of social media and traditional boxing is among its most intriguing features. With 23.6 million Instagram followers and 20.6 million YouTube subscribers, Jake Paul has a completely different fan base than Canelo is accustomed to. The battle would be extremely marketable due to Paul's social media following and buzz-generating skills, drawing in people who might not otherwise pay attention to a normal boxing contest. It's obvious that Paul's presence alone has the power to make a Canelo bout extremely profitable. In many respects, both fighters stand to gain from this. Paul would be able to demonstrate that he can compete with the top boxers, and Canelo would receive a hefty payout. However, there is a huge difference in the way boxing fans view this battle. Some people find it unrealistic that Jake Paul and Canelo will fight together. How can someone who has only fought aged legends and non-boxers be entitled to take on one of the best boxers in history? Wade Plens, a boxing pundit, expressed a similar opinion, questioning if the match would even be considered serious. If it happened, he said, it would probably be seen as a money grab instead of a real boxing contest. Furthermore, that is true. After all, Canelo has faced much more seasoned and accomplished fighters than Jake Paul, including Floyd Mayweather, Gennady Golovkin, and Dmitry Bivol. The commercial aspect of boxing cannot be disregarded, despite the disapproval of certain fans. It would make a lot of financial sense for Canelo and Jake Paul to fight. Canelo has already made a name for himself as one of the highest-paid athletes, and with Jake Paul involved, the prospect of another enormous payout would be too alluring to resist. According to certain rumors, Canelo Promotions, MVP, and PBC will co-promote the event, which might result in extremely high pay-per-view figures. This fight is intended to attract attention and make money rather than being the result of rivalry or skill-based competition. Some people believe that Canelo is using the alleged fight as a means of remaining active in the ring prior to his highly anticipated September battle against Terence Crawford. If accurate, Canelo would use the May bout with Jake Paul as a warm-up to stay focused and in the public eye before facing the far more difficult Crawford. Additionally, Canelo might be able to profit from a less dangerous opponent in this bout while continuing to compete. Paul would have the opportunity to face a real boxing legend and establish himself in the process, as he has based his career on taking on less seasoned opponents. But money isn't the only consideration. Some contend that rather than being a real competition, this battle is more of a spectacle. There is disagreement among boxing fans over Jake Paul's deservingness of facing Canelo. Paul has undoubtedly put a lot of effort into developing his boxing reputation, but many people still view him as an outsider who is taking advantage of his social media notoriety. The majority of his victories have come against opponents who are either inexperienced or past their best. Although he has demonstrated some abilities in the ring, most people agree that he has not yet proven himself against a very strong opponent. However, Jake Paul's recent achievements cannot be disregarded. He has made millions of dollars from boxing, and his fan following is growing. He is an entertainer as much as a warrior. Paul understands how to get attention, whether it's through his recent boxing matches or his YouTube videos. Many were surprised to see him win, and his most recent triumph over sports superstar Mike Tyson was a major talking point. But it's crucial to remember that Tyson was barely in his prime at the age of 59, and the dynamic of the battle was different from that of a bout against a world-class opponent like Canelo. Reports suggest that the conflict may actually go place in spite of these reservations. Ariel Helwani, a boxing analyst, recently talked about the possible matchup on his show, admitting that although it sounds like pure conjecture, there is enough talk about it to imply that it might actually happen. Given his reputation for having a lot of contacts in the combat sports industry, Helwani's view that this bout is possible gives the rumors some credence. He takes a cautiously optimistic approach to the situation, realizing that although the fight may be a fantastical spectacle, there is an increasing sense that it might actually happen. For both combatants, the bout would be a major event if it took place. For Canelo, it would be a chance to continue playing the sport and make even more money. For Jake Paul, it would be an opportunity to take on one of the top boxers of his time and establish his legitimacy in the professional ranks. A sizable payout would also be provided, particularly in light of Paul's social media following and aptitude for marketing pay-per-view events. However, many questions remain unresolved. Would the altercation be genuine or only a ploy for cash? Could someone with Canelo's level of skill take on Paul, who has no genuine boxing background? What does this bout represent for boxing's future, maybe most importantly? Many fans believe that Canelo and Jake Paul would be a low-risk fight that the champion could easily win if they were to square off. Given their enormous skill differences, some even believe Canelo could knock Paul out in the first round. Former boxer Victor Oladipo reiterated this idea, claiming that Canelo could stop the battle soon if he so desired. Others, however, think that Canelo may be using this fight as a calculated maneuver to dodge more difficult opponents and earn a huge salary. There are even rumors that Canelo may purposefully prolong the bout for a few rounds in order to deflect criticism from supporters who could charge him with eschewing real competition. One thing is certain as this story develops: if Canelo and Jake Paul do face off, it will have a significant effect on boxing as a sport. There's no doubting that this show will attract attention, whether for the better or worse. The May bout may mark a significant shift in the development of boxing for followers of social media stars as well as regular boxing fans. Although boxing has always been a sport emphasizing talent and competitiveness, it has recently evolved into a spectacle and entertainment activity. For better or worse, a bout between Canelo and Jake Paul would bring together two realms, and it would pave the way for future interactions between professional sportsmen and social media influencers. If this fight takes place, only time will tell. However, if it occurs, it will rank among the most talked about occasions in boxing's recent history. In addition to offering a fresh form of entertainment for casual viewers, it will compel fans to consider the sport's future. Canelo has long ruled the boxing world, but would his legacy be put to the ultimate test in a matchup with Jake Paul? Or does this take away from the sport's actual spirit and amount to simply another money grab? Regardless of the outcome, one thing is for sure: if this fight takes place, it will be an unprecedented spectacle in boxing history.